Hi, and welcome to this prenatal yoga sequence, especially designed for those days that you feel tired, achy, and just need the time to relax and recharge. Now, it's suited for all trimesters as well as after pregnancy. Just make sure you read the safety guidelines below and then check in with your doctor in case of any doubt. Now, before I give a bit more explanation on restorative yoga, let's get comfortable in our first pose. Just make sure you have a few bolsters, maybe yoga blocks or pillars nearby so you can prop up your heart and your head. From there, we're gonna gently start laying down. So I'm placing the base of the spine just in front of the bolster, and then I'm just gonna lay down, keeping the feet flat on the mat. I'm just lifting my tailbone, creating space in the lower back, stretching the back of the neck. And then from there, you can stretch out your legs. And just to relax the lower back, I'm placing another bolster behind my kneecaps. And I'm just relaxing my arms beside the body. You can bring your hands on your belly if you want to connect with baby, or you can just put them beside, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And from there, we're going to start checking in with our body. So we're starting with the feet, just noticing the release through the feet, relaxing the legs, releasing the back of the knees in the pillow, relaxing the buttocks down into the earth. And you can release the spine into the pillow, letting the shoulders melt away from the ears, feeling the release through the arms into the fingers. Just take a moment to slide the awareness in your belly. If you're still pregnant, just feel baby's moving or just relaxing here. Let the belly be soft. Let the chest melt open. Take a moment to relax your neck, your facial muscles all the way up till the crown of the head. So your body is releasing and relaxing and recharging. Let's move on to the breath. So for now, just noticing the breath flowing in and out through the nose, as we automatically come to a nice deeper breath. Taking a deep inhale now, sending the breath all the way down into the bottom part of the lungs, letting your diaphragm, your breathing muscle, push your abdominal organs out with the inhale, letting the belly rise, and dropping back with the exhale, letting your belly relax. And just starting with a few deeper abdominal breaths. As from there, we want to come to a full yogic breath or 3-stage breaths, which will allow our body to take a maximum of oxygen so we can get more energy and feel refreshed. And at the same time, it will help our mind to become more present and also relax. Now you can keep your hands beside your body like me, but if you want to deeper connect to this movement of breaths, you can place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And then again, taking a deep inhale, feeling the belly rise, and then getting the breath all the way in the middle part of the lungs as you feel your rib cage expanding, and then fully filling the lungs by getting the breath all the way up in the chest as you feel your collarbones slightly lifting. With the exhale, you relax your chest, your rib cage, and your belly. And then you want to keep on breathing like this. Deep inhale, feeling the belly rise, rib cage expands, all the way up into the heart. Exhale, again relaxing, heart, rib cage, and belly. And then you want to continue to breathe like this. Each inhalation from belly to heart, each exhale from heart to belly. Taking the beautiful deep inhale here, recharging your body. You can visualize the flow of fresh energy entering into your body, recharging your body. And then with each exhale, releasing all that tiredness, fatigue, maybe worry you're holding on to, just breathing it all out. Deep inhale from belly to heart. Long exhale from heart to belly. Even if it's difficult to focus the mind, you can count the breath. You can inhale 4, exhale 4, go to a long count, whatever works. Just try to be present with your breath. And while we're breathing here, I'm just going to give a bit of explanation on restorative yoga, which is actually a more gentle type of yoga where we will hold the poses a bit longer. So this can be anywhere from 2 up to 10 minutes. And the idea is to be comfortable in the pose and fully supported. So you don't want to seek any intensity. You just want to feel a gentle opening of the body so we can go beyond the muscular level into the tissues, the ligaments, and the energy lines. And this is even more important when you're pregnant, as due to your hormonal changes, you are already more flexible. So there's always a bigger chance you will overstretch, and especially if you're holding the poses, don't go too deep. Better to stay nice and soft, use a few extra pillows so your body can truly relax. And then at the same time, while you're holding the pose, the idea is to stay present with your body and your breath. So it's a kind of meditative stage, which will allow our mind to relax and release any tension or worries. So the idea is not to move, to lay still in the pose, move your attention inwards so there will be less talking during the class. And if you like to play some relaxing or soft music in the background, that is also fine, just anything that can help you relax. So that being said, let's take one last round of full yogic breath, taking a deep inhale all the way down into the belly, rib cage, heart, and that long exhale, relaxing heart, rib cage, and belly. And then from there, you just want to come to your natural breath and just noticing what you're feeling right now. And we're going to start wiggling the fingers, the toes, stretching out the arms overhead. You can make a few movements for the wrists, circling the feet. From there, walking your feet flat on the mat and then gently rolling onto the left side with support coming to sitting and then sliding away. Props as we're getting ready for thread the needle, which is a nice upper back twist. Very good to release the shoulders, upper back, neck. And then for this, we want to come to all fours, knees under the hips. And inhaling, lifting the left arm up into the sky. Exhale, crossing your left arm in between your right hand and your right knee, coming on the outer edge of that left shoulder and getting that left ear onto the earth. Making sure you have space for the belly. If not, you can open the knees a bit wider, and then that right arm can be either beside you, stretched out in front of you, or you can twist it behind your back, and then you get a bit of extra stretch into that right shoulder too. Just make sure you're comfortable here. If your head is not touching the earth, you can place a pillow under the head, and if it's difficult to keep the buttocks up, you can also place an extra pillow under the buttocks. Wherever you are, again, you want to make sure you feel comfortable and you feel a nice stretch, release through the shoulders. Taking nice deep breaths here, breathing into any intensity you might encounter. And just sinking in the pose. If you feel a bit of a need for deeper stretch, you can always slide that left arm a bit further out. If it gets too intense, just adjust. And then again, lay still. Let the posture open the shoulders, the side of the neck. And then gently walking out. Coming back to all fours, preparing for the opposite side. So inhale, now the right arm goes up. Exhale, crossing your right arm in between your left hand and your left knee, coming on the outer edge of the right shoulder now, and then shiveling the knees into place, making sure the belly stays relaxed. Again, that arm can be in the front, sideways, behind the back. See what works on this side. Maybe add pillows. Just make yourself comfortable here. Keeping this pose for 1 minute on each side because it's quite intense. So again, we don't want to overstretch for now. Deep breaths into the shoulders, into the side of the neck. Taking one more deep breath here. And then gently coming out. And coming to the forearms now for puppy pose or heart melting. So this is another opening for the shoulders, but also for the front body, the heart center. Also a very energizing posture and also a nice stretch along the spine. So you have different options. You can stay on your forearms, or like me, maybe you can get your forehead on the earth. You can stretch out your arms. Ideally, you want to keep your hips on top of your knees. But again, if you're more comfortable, you can lower your buttocks down. You can again place a pillow under the buttocks and maybe just do child pose, whatever is working for you. Keep the knees nice and wide to have space for the belly. And then you come to nice deep breaths as your heart is melting down towards the earth. You feel a nice stretch in the armpits, along the shoulders. Any discomforts, adjust. If not, just stay in the posture for a few more breaths. And coming to our last deep breath here. And then gently, gently walking your hands up. And we're coming to a seated position. So we are preparing for our next posture, which is going to be a combination of an outer hip stretch and a forward fold. So I want to fold my left leg on top of the right thigh, coming on the outer edge of the left foot and keeping my right leg stretched out. And then you can decide, maybe this is enough stretch for you. If you feel space, you can grab a bolster or a pillow and use to support your forehead. So you want to gently start leaning forward. And because we're not pushing, we're not pulling here, we can gently allow the spine to round. Just make sure your shoulders are melting away from the ears. You're not feeling any strain in the neck. And if this is uncomfortable, you can just sit nice and straight. If you feel any strain in the lower back, you can sit on top of the pillow, whatever works. You just want to be comfortable here, so you can sit still for about 2 minutes on each side. So once you find your pose, just be aware of all the sensations going through the body. You feel a gentle opening in the back of the right leg, a gentle stretch in that left hip, but again, no strain. Breathing and observing whatever is arising. And halfway through on this side, if your mind gets distracted, just bring it gently back to the body, to the breath. If you need to change position, do it gently and then come back to stillness. And we've come to our last deep breath here. And then gently, gently rolling up, coming out. Stretching out both legs, you can wiggle your legs. And then changing sides. And now we're crossing the right leg on top of the left thigh, keeping the left leg stretched. And then once more, just check in on this side. Maybe you stay seated here. Maybe you can go into a gentle forward fold using the support. Make sure you're comfortable again. Shoulders away from the ears. No strain. Just a nice gentle opening of that left leg in that outer right hip now. And then again, keeping the awareness onto the body, onto the breath. And then again, halfway through on the side, just checking in. You need to change position. You want to slide deeper or just stay here. A few more deep, conscious breaths. To one last deep breath on this side. And then again, gently coming out of the pose, stretching out the legs, moving the legs. From there, we're turning around for our next posture, which is going to be the supported bridge pose, which is a nice restorative back bend. So make your way onto your back. And then you want to place your feet hip distance apart and make sure your fingers can reach for your ankle. And from there, you're going to lift the buttocks up, and then you can place one pillow or maybe two pillows or a block under your sacrum. So you're creating a nice opening for the front body, for the hips, and then you can keep your hands on your belly, or you can get an extra stretch for the shoulders and just grabbing your opposite elbows above your head. Just again, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then if you're maybe at the end of your pregnancy or you're just not comfortable laying on your back, you can also stay seated. And then you just want to create an opening for the front body and sit and breathe here. So either seated or coming to this pose, making sure you find what works for you. And then you just let everything happen. You come to a nice, steady breath. You observe all the sensation, any thoughts arising. I'm gonna stay here again for 2 more minutes. And then there's about 1 more minute left. Just checking in. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, you can always roll out and lay on your left side. If not, just keep on breathing, keep on being present, enjoying this beautiful opening. And we're taking our last deep breath here, all the way down to the belly, to the hips, the lower back. And then gently releasing, lifting up the buttocks, sliding away the bolster. You can wiggle your hips from left to right to release those hips. To roll on the left side, finding support, gently coming to seated. And then we're going to set up for our last posture, which is going to be legs against the wall. So here you have two options. So if you're still comfortable laying for longer times on your back or you're not pregnant anymore, you can just place a pillow under your buttocks and lay flat on the back. But if you're further along, and it's recommended as from your second trimester, especially because we're going to stay here for a longer time, you have to set up the bolster at an inclined position like me, either using two blocks or another pillow, so your head stays higher than your heart and belly. And then you're just going to lay on top of the bolster, swinging your legs against the wall. And then if you don't have a wall nearby, you can also use a chair just to get your legs elevated. And then just one more little side note, especially if it's just after birth, you have to wait to do this posture until the bleeding has stopped. So if you're still bleeding, you can skip this posture and go straight into Shavasana. If not, this posture is super safe, even if you're not even cleared for exercise yet. And then you can keep your hands beside your body, or you can lay them on your belly, connect with baby, whatever works. And then this is a very good position for the legs, as we are reversing the blood flow through the legs. So it's very good when you suffer from tired or swollen legs after a long day. And it's also very soothing for the nervous system. So it's very relaxing, very recharging for the body as well as the mind. And then we're going to stay here up till 5 minutes today. But again, if it becomes uncomfortable, you can always come out earlier. So whatever position you are, just again come to a nice, deep, steady breath. And just be present with your body, with your breath. And then halfway through, just ask yourself, am I still present? If your mind has wandered, that's normal. Just maybe take a few deeper breaths and redirecting the awareness onto the body, onto the sensation, and just notice whatever is passing by. And we're coming to our last deep breath here. And gently, gently, you're going to start wiggling your toes. You can walk your feet against the wall. And gently rolling over onto the left side, coming to seated. And then we're going to set up for final relaxation. Making yourself comfortable on the left side, placing a bolster underneath your head, one in between your legs. Just making yourself comfortable. You can connect with baby, placing your hand on your belly or placing your hand wherever you feel it's most comfortable. So you can lay still. You can add in another 2 up to 5, even 10 minutes if you have the time. So we just want to observe all the effects of the postures and continue to focus on the breath. See what's passing by in the mind. Being at peace and completely relaxed. And then I'm going to leave you here. Afterwards, you can check out all my projects in the links below. And for now, enjoy your relaxation. I thank you for joining this practice. Namaste.